change some batteries, and going to continue reacting to comedy. Now, I got the air on this time, so I hope you can still hear me over the noise. Change the batteries as well, so we can actually use the remote now. Trust the remote to die on our first episode. It's like, seriously. But we're back to the YouTube. Okay, so when we last left off, we were watching something about a hacker in the hood. So let's see. Okay, when America's top hacker goes to the hood. That's where we were. If it's not loud enough, somebody tell me. Okay. Helps if we turn on the sound. There we go.
Anytime we can turn up, and we're gonna keep the ball rolling. So we back at it again with another crazy one. In today's video, this is a day with America's top hacker. What y'all know about them hackers? What y'all know about them hackers stealing all y'all databases and stealing y'all text messages, trying to scam y'all out y'all information? So with that being said, let's get into this video with the top hacker.
Massive Chinese hack into phone systems right here in the U.S.
New details tonight on what's being called one of the worst cyber hacks in history, with federal officials revealing China for months.
U.S. officials today went public with new details about a massive and ongoing Chinese
hack
in U.S. telecom companies.
Common use hack their iPhone number.
What the? What? I'll do it again. Watch. What's the email you use to sign up for the most thing?
Whoa!
Yeah, we're not showing that one. Yeah. I mean, essentially, yeah. I got this text message from my friend's wife. It was a website that was on the clear web, and it was talking about people that were, really interested in children in a horrible way. So I started to take things into my own hands.
Hackers are these sort of cyber gangsters out there armed not with a Glock, but with a computer. And with just a keyboard, they have the power to do things like take your social security number, crash the websites of major companies, leak state secrets.
Okay, so this is about hackers who hack for good.
And the government, the damage can be catastrophic. For example, in 2023, it was revealed in a secret White House meeting that Chinese hackers...
Now, just for a little information-wise, I'm an ethical hacker. I started off hacking. I started off with, it started off trying to go on XXX sites as a kid, getting caught and trying to figure out how I can still go on these sites and not have it pop up on the search browser, the history and stuff. So that's where my hacker story and my hacker life started at. Hackers can get into almost anything, everything that has a chip. And y'all just gotta be aware of that, all right? So
I've never had.
Hackers just going crazy.
Hang on. Hang on.
Gain the ability to shut down dozens of U.S. ports, power grids, and other infrastructure.
Wait a minute.
With that type of power, hackers might be the single greatest threat to our national security today.
Okay, wait a minute. So he said he is an ethical hacker, so he hacks for good, I imagine. But he said he started hacking to get onto adult sites. So, I mean, I don't know how to hack. I've never hacked. Um, but I mean, that's an example of there's something we used to say as kids, or the old people would say as kids, like idle hands are the devil's playground. But in this case, he was able to turn it into something good because now he's an ethical hacker, and it looks like this one is about hackers who hack for good. So they actually help people. And it's funny because we were talking about scammers and people stealing money. And it's nice to know that there are people who do it for good, who can use the same skills. But I guess we did see that in the previous video, the scam sandwich guy. He was actually doing a shot for the like. And welcome everybody. Earlier we watched that guy hacking the scam sandwich, and he's an ethical hacker, I guess. So if we see these people here, we are going to obviously see something bad, I sense, because they already talked about, yeah, I don't even want to say it, but it's not good. So this guy's gonna be stopping the bad guys who are doing sick things. So let's see. And I never hacked adult sites. Just have to put that out there. Because he said that kind of like everybody does has hacked.
America's top hacker, Brian Montgomery, a man you may have seen on podcasts like The Sean Ryan Show or Valuetainment. He's ranked #1 on Hacker Leaderboard Try Hacking, and he uses his skills to ethically hack and help bust international trafficking rings. Today, he shows us his power.
So he's the good guy, and he busts the...
Today we meet with one of the most potentially dangerous people we've ever met. A hacker, which kind of sounds unlikely, they can be dangerous, but these guys have the power to topple nation states.
He looks a bit like, who's that
They
guy?
have the power to take your information.
Man, I just did a video on dude.
If they want to be diabolical, a hacker is a very powerful person.
Max, I just told you that.
I have come
What
back.
up, Tommy G?
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy G from what? He from where I'm from. Shout out Tommy G, man.
What is a hacker?
A hacker, so my explanation of a hacker is somebody that has the ability to think in a way where they're looking at a device or they're looking at an object and they don't look at it for what...
Can you guys hear this, or is it too low?
What people may interpret it to do. They're going to try to modify it to do something that it wasn't originally designed to do. I think it's more of a mentality. I think that you are like a YouTube hacker. In my brain, I think that if you found a way that a thumbnail works in a specific case, or a title works, or maybe you switch the title every 3 days and that ramps up your views, that's hacking. You're using a system that's not designed to work that way, and you're abusing the system for your benefit.
Abusing the system for your benefit. Is that hacking? Abusing the system for your
This thing is
benefit.
pretty dope right here.
Yeah.
That's a
Casually hidden under a pillow.
most air guns will leak air if you leave air in them. Well, this thing, you pop a CO2 cartridge in it. Oh shoot! These balls in there.
What is that called?
Okay, Zodic says the volume is good. Okay, good.
Yeah, but these have pepper spray and
That hacker is a
I'm not like
beast.
defense type of guy,
You know
but I
him?
definitely like. to
I mean,
have
know
stuff
about
that's
him?
ready.
He has a gun under his pillow.
A hacker. You ever get
Where you know him from? Where?
Yeah, basically I became the administrator
From
of the
real
Phum
life.
gangster. A guy didn't like that. His name is Zyrus. He didn't like that I became the administrator, and he used an IP relay service to reach out
Yeah,
to
I've
local
seen him in
police
other
department in
interviews. Zodic
Pennsylvania,
says, well,
and then I
gee.
had bombs strapped to the windows.
He
and
seems
people
very
piloting
serious.
planes, people dead, all kinds of horrible things. I remember the exact number. 86 police officers showed up at my house, SWAT team. Everybody was there. So I was at serious risk of being shot or someone in my family being shot. And one of the cops there knew me. So he ran into the house first and was like, Ryan, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, everything's good. What do you need? So I didn't know this was coming. I had no idea. they did catch the one guy after one dude was murdered. I can bring him up. He was calling in bomb threats and SWAT, and he was doing it as a service for people that he didn't know. But you want to see his face? Yeah, serial swatter Tyler Barris sentenced to 20 years for death of Kansas man shot by police. That's a SWAT face if I've ever seen one.
My brother had a little bit of a similar origin story to you as far as he was about 9 years old, 10 years old, got a computer. He would just be in his room, like taking it apart, fixing it.
Yeah.
Then he started doing low-level hacks, like he would just go into his room and he'd be like looking through security.
Meanwhile,
cameras,
he's
different-
rolling.
Like, just finding ways into that. He was an early adopter of the Silk Road.
Oh, really?
For those of you that don't know,
He's rolling a joint.
People are selling on the online black market.
He's trying to tell y'all.
Drugs, weapons, and more. One of the early and most famous online black markets is called the Silk Road. It started in 2011 by a man named Ross Ulbricht, and he created the site on the premise of individual freedom and voluntary exchange. About 70% of what was sold on the site were drugs like mushrooms, DMT, and marijuana, but the Silk Road also offered things
I've heard
like
about
HIV
this
and
on
more
Law and
drugs. I
Order.
myself partook in the herbs shipped to my house that a family member purchased on the site using Bitcoin. Eventually, Ross was caught by the FBI and handed a controversial sentence of double life plus 40 years, a sentence typically reserved for a serial killer or a mafia boss. Additionally, the Fed seized over $1 billion of Bitcoin. Libertarians and other advocates of individual freedom hope Trump will pardon Ross during his second term. But as it stands now, he has spent nearly 10 years in the United States Penitentiary in Tucson, Arizona. He told me about Bitcoin when it was like $12 a coin.
Okay, all right, so 2013, 14. Yeah. Yeah, I've been in there as long as that, about 2012, maybe 2011, but 2012.
Oh, you speak of the devil.
When you go rogue, you don't just
Yeah, I have one tattooed on me. I mean,
Do you think it actually is a currency of the future, from a hacker's perspective?
I genuinely believe it's the currency of the future for many reasons.
Zerdic says, this is some Inception stuff. I'm watching a live stream of a stream of another stream. Like, how far can we go? We're in the liminal zone, Zerdic.
Right now, if I was a black hat hacker, the first thing that I would do is
He's busy rolling. I'm drinking my tea. Where's my tea and
friends? And I would be using that database to get your social, all your previous addresses.
You guys are eating, I'm sure, or I don't know what.
In that database. Apply for some
Mealtime, it should be there, like breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Companies online to buy some products, ship them to a virtual address, like a burner address. That's where I would start.
Before we go any further, I gotta let you know about something very special Ryan is offering for everyone that watches this video. He owns a company called Pentester, and it's a best-in-class cybersecurity service. One of the things he does is erase your digital footprint. Remember, just recently in the news, there was a data breach of nearly 3 billion people.
Dick says, I'm dying, that's what I'm saying. LMAO lunchtime, yeah.
Just look at how sophisticated
it's like time doesn't exist.
Social security numbers, addresses, even credit card
We're
numbers
just
are
here.
on the dark web. It's just $19 per individual and $5 per family member you add to the plan. And to all viewers of this video, Ryan is giving you a 15% discount if you use code TommyG. Link is in my pinned comment. I highly recommend you use the service. And now, folks, back to the video. What's the modern day equivalent?
LifeLock also do
dark web?
Yeah,
LifeLock also does the same thing.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I'm just gonna look it up as if I've never seen it, because that's genuinely, I don't know of any good ones right now. So we're about to find out.
That's where you can buy people's credit cards. That's where you can buy guns. That's where you
I feel like he's gonna do a live scam bait.
Whoa.
I mean,
Type of
essentially,
thing.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different services that claim you can buy a lot of things. So I know for sure
Thanks.
guns, drugs, unfortunately, children, some adults.
buy humans online.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad.
What?
Child trafficking. How do you go about it?
I got this text message from my friend's wife. It was a website that was on the clear web, and it was talking about people that were, really interested in children in a horrible way, which is like the nicest way I can put that. The goal was to just DDoS their website, which is a very simple, basic attack. Just hold their server down, and I knew I could pull that off bare minimum. And
Basically crashing the website.
yeah, I was able to exfiltrate all of their users and their entire database. Then digging deeper into that database, I found there were 4 other databases that they had backed up from previous websites. The first user in the database was an administrator, and he was a politician that ran for Congress twice in Virginia named Nathan Larson.
One of the first guys that Ryan busted was a wannabe politician named Nathan Larson. The repulsive things this man did are too vile to describe on YouTube.
Look at that.
He was a PDF file advocate and ran a website that catered to other sick adults like
That's
himself.
crazy.
Ryan eventually got enough evidence of Nathan's actions that even O.J. Simpson wouldn't have been able to beat the case. But for some reason, both law enforcement and media decided to ignore it. Thankfully, karma found Nathan and he later perished in prison. Furthermore, this incident opened Ryan's eyes to the evil things happening online. He realized there were kids out there that needed protection, and this launched Ryan onto a path that would lead to many, many PDF files being
So that one guy got away with it.
Reporters, they all were very excited to run this story. They had it in detail. All 11 of them came back to me individually and told me that their legal team was not willing to run it. And then 6 months later, he got arrested in Denver, Colorado, with a 12-year-old girl. You know, that broke my heart.
That's
really
I can't deal with that.
About that until I started catching them.
Do you see what I'm saying? Did you hear what they just said? Zerdik says, no lie, when I had my vision as a kid, there was a time when I was 5 that I thought I was living a rerun of my life. It was wild. Imagine this. Oh, that's a whole nother rabbit hole, Zerdik. You're gonna get us in the liminal zone. Yeah, like a Truman Show, but like, you know it and it's your life. Oh, that's too much. I'm gonna need more than tea for that. I need a nip of something stronger. But imagine, I just want to go back to that part where the guy got evidence on this, I don't know, congressman, and he got away. He said 11 media outlets told him, no way, we're not going to report on this. And then the guy got caught with someone else's kid. This is the part that I don't understand. So this guy had all the evidence to save someone else's child later on, but the media, who will talk about anything, do you know how much rubbish is on the media? But they can't talk about something serious, something that can save someone's life, because it's a politician. Zerdik says, sorry, yeah, it was intense, but it popped up in my head when we were talking about it. No, Zerdik, don't be sorry. Just whatever you get, you know, this is the space to do it. So tell me everything, because it's not like, I don't know what's happening. So just like, I figure the more stuff I hear, something will stick. And Zedek says, so another time, yes, what happened? What happened last time? And also, the algorithm is listening. So it will obviously bring up stuff that we just naturally talk about, and we'll find a way to, I don't know, work through it, through these reactions. But I'm still like, what do you do? He did everything right. He got the evidence. He contacted the authorities and the media, and nothing happened, and someone else's kid had to be harmed in order for something to happen. And I'm just finding out about him now. So it's not like he got an award for doing what he did. So it's not like we have this culture where people go, yeah, become an ethical hacker, you know, you're doing something good for your community. It's just all like underground, secret. Wow, I don't know. Things are different.
I
did not expect
I've got the word out there
that.
to people that this is a real issue.
Should we be concerned about the power of the Chinese and the infiltration they have in this country?
I think that it's a legitimate concern. Cyber attacks, I think it's going to be, if not already, that the modern warfare. China has some seriously crazy hackers, and they're very powerful.
As we were in the middle of editing this video, a cyber attack occurred.
exactly.
In what's being called a major breach. Chinese state-sponsored hackers were
They have their
able to
own
infiltrate the
rules.
U.S. Treasury cloud storage and steal documents at will.
Ransomware.
Chinese have, of course,
What?
denied the allegations, but between Chinese cyber attacks and the unusual drone and weather balloon activities, it seems like the Chinese are testing us, leading me to wonder, when it comes to the world of cyber warfare, who has the upper hand, us or them?
Most people will recognize this as a
ransomware.
garage door opener. Pretty straightforward, opens and closes a garage. And my garage door is a rolling code system. So every time you hit the button, it sends a different code. Like the old school ones had these things called dip switches, and that would be a static code that always stayed the same. And if you captured that signal, it would always work. So I'm gonna take the rolling code from this garage door clicker, which is gonna put it out of sync. And I'm gonna have forever access to my garage door by just clicking this button. So if I hit frequency analyzer, I figured out what frequency this is. It says 390, right?
That flipper zero.
390, and then I'm gonna hit it again. And you see how it just says security plus here? So if I save this, well, I'll just keep it up for now. So hold this so you know I'm not using anything. I hit send. Garage is closed.
That right there is a flipper zero, and that is a tool. I mean, you can't just buy that tool itself and just expect to just, do a lot of things. I mean, you can, but you gotta read code, you gotta write code, you gotta do a lot of different things, and you gotta get certain hardwares and softwares and attachables and antennas to really use this flipper zero. So, but it can do a lot of different things.
Hit it again.
Like what?
Opening. Hit it again.
So now it steals
Every
your
single time
code.
I have forever access to this garage, but now tell me you hit the button and show that it's not gonna work.
Crazy.
It's the left button. You have to click it as many times as I click this to get it back in sync. There you go. So now it's back in sync with this. So that is a rolling code that changes every time, but now the flipper is in sync with the garage. Everybody's got a garage door with an entrance to their house, and how many of you keep that door locked? I'm sure not many.
To see if his tactics really work, we took him to the Pompano Beach Hood to see him in action at a barbershop off of MLK Drive. Is this your first time hacking in the hood?
No, I grew up around the hood, but that would be my first time around a bunch of random people just trying to show them things. I don't know. We'll see.
Sir, do you want to see what this guy has in his backpack? He's got some
This thing right here looks like a radio, right? I can find airplanes with that. I can open a car with that.
What's happening over here?
Open
You
your
guys want
garage.
to see some wild shit?
Is he flossing on
This nigga went to the
camera?
Computer hackers in the country.
Okay, well.
He's got some shit.
I'm running. You
Okay.
can grab a credit card through a wallet. I can show that too. Yeah, so you know, I don't know if that's RFID blocking or not, but let's say it wasn't. So you would just go up to somebody, and then boom, there's his whole credit card number.
Oh, that.
What?
Nah. We'll blur that. We'll blur that.
Yeah.
Just so we can get both sides of the story.
Yeah.
Why are you a good hacker when there's more money and, you feel me, non-ethical hacking, whatever?
That's a good question. I did both sides. I was on both sides, and I found out that being on the right side, I do make a lot more money. So honestly, owning the cybersecurity.
So it's about money? Don't say that. It's about goodness.
Walmart, NASA, Amazon.
Trying to put y'all on what's going on.
To clarify, what Ryan is referring to is called white hat hacking. These are good hackers that companies can hire to test their cybersecurity so they can expose the openings in their system and make their security tighter. So yes, you can get paid to ethically hack major companies. So, what the hell is this?
This is called a hack RF. These things are wild. It's like a radio. Like obviously, the best way I can explain it is it's a radio that has a range from like really, really low to really, really high.
So whatever he was saying to his baby mom in the car, you heard it?
I mean, it depends on how they were talking. So let's look. So right here we can look at airplanes.
I see one over there.
Yeah, I'm pulling a lot more than one. So you see we got all these different planes. These are their call signs. That's what the airplane is. Like the one that these are planes in the sky right here.
Holy
Near
shit,
us.
bro.
So if I
Y'all
click
seen
one,
this, bro?
if I click one of these, it tells me, look, that's a JetBlue flight. We're seeing its actual altitude and its exact position on the GPS moving right now. Their speed, and we can click and watch it on the map.
But like, what's something bad you could do with this?
All right, so let's do. You got a key fob on you?
Shit. Like car keys?
Yeah, that's fine. I hit the lock button on there. See that pop up?
What the
If you
hell?
click it again, you'll see it pop up again.
So it's like a signal.
Yeah, so I'm capturing that signal. I don't know if it's on exactly the right
Keep trying to
frequency,
tell
but every
y'all.
time you click it, you'll
Keep trying to tell y'all.
And I could be saving that. And as long as you're far enough away from your car, that code will work in the future, and I can go unlock.
You can unlock my car and
Exactly.
steal it.
Yeah, exactly.
So for example, if I get out the car right here, say for example I'm going into this house.
Yeah.
And I go lock my car like everybody else does, you know, before they leave the car somewhere. All you have to do is be standing right here and capture that signal, and as soon as I walk in that door, you can drive off with my shit.
Not drive off, but definitely open your doors. I mean, I can go through it. One more thing.
All right,
What does this look like?
A charger.
Yeah, feel it. Tell me this is no different than.
Just
I put this orange thing on there just so I know. That's how good it is. Yeah, but I'll tell you that is very dangerous. What you got in your hand right there.
Is my internet janky or is it this upload that's janky?
One cable, $20,000. Yep. I have a friend. They started making these tables, and they have computers. There's an entire computer in there. And when
I think
plug
it's
it
the
in,
upload.
If you want to use your phone, I'll do it. But I can do my own phone, and I can make it type at 800 characters per second.
let's do it for the content.
You have to look into my baby's eyes and promise not to take his social security number.
I won't take it. So now, if I go to Wi-Fi here, OMG now comes up. So now it's your phone with power in that corner.
So this right here is the actual network that's coming from.
That from the cable. And then now I'm waiting for it to assign an IP address, which you'll see that happen. It'll be .1.4 when it does. Just give it a second. I'm just gonna hit this button. And then it's gonna.
How did you just hack her iPhone gun?
I'll do it again. Watch. See how fast that types?
And he's doing this from. You doing this from.
Yeah, I
your
can do it.
phone?
Watch. I'll do it from over here. Yeah, clear it out. Make sure it's clear. Tell me when you're ready. You ready?
Yeah, nah. All the way over there.
Next, I have my friend, Florida rapper J Dirty pull up. He takes us into his favorite barbershop to up the ante and see what Brian is capable of in a live situation.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm gonna let that play on in the background. Let me see. Zodek says, the privilege of the wealthy and politicians, there's always a hand in someone's pocket. Those guys seem to have their own society, their own rules, because they just do whatever they want and no one does anything until they can't hide from what they it's just bizarre. It's weird. It's very weird. And it's sad because this guy looks like he is the best hacker I've seen, and so if he can't do anything he can get the evidence, but now how do you actually get a conviction? He couldn't do that, so it just makes you feel more unsafe. Because at least what he did was provable. If you find something on someone and you use it on them to kind of drive them crazy, like if I just hid in some parking lot with that machine and I captured my ex's car, whatever, that sequence number, and then break into the car and, you know, gaslight them and move things around, make them think they're going crazy, how are you going to prove that? So if they don't like take care of the big fish, what hope do we have? Us regular people. This is wild. Zerdik says, oh, it's probably the upload. Because it is janky, but then he moves normally. And then, I don't know. Now it's just frozen completely. Let me see if this helps. the upper, he has some crazy tech on Sean Ryan. He showed a USB. Who's Sean Ryan? He showed a USB he made that can backdoor your entire network and you would never know. So you could just go in and say, hey, can I check my documents on your computer? Put in the USB and then you have everything. I'm guessing Sean Ryan is another host. And then Zodek says, yeah, it's pretty effed up. Pardon my French, but power wins out. So you get this sense of helplessness. And then if you want to get power so that you can be protected, so you say, okay, I'm going to also be a congressman so that I can have protection. Then they probably make you do some weird baby oil stuff before you can get in to be a politician. So either way, you don't have protection. Okay, so that guy, King Hustle, crazy reactions. I'm gonna move on from that one because it wasn't going, and I want to see if the next one goes. Zodek says, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Oh, and then Sean Ryan is a host. Zodek says, yes, he is. Yeah, well, we need a type of governance that isn't like that, where you can actually get in because of what you do. Like this hacker, he should be the congressman. Why isn't he a congressman? Okay, there we go. An error occurred. Something went wrong. No, it shouldn't be. I was going to say it's probably because I'm in my account. Okay, that was King Hustle. Let's see if this one works. Ghana. Okay, in the meanwhile, it's just loading and loading. There's nothing worse than when technology doesn't cooperate. I mean, I can understand people not cooperating, but technology... Okay, hang on. Okay, they say they're working on it. So let them restart. Okay, so while it's rebooting that, Zodek says, if justice was truly served by our peers, then guys like the hacker would win. But we see it all the time. Look at Trump, 34 convicted felonies. Like, come on. That's all I'm going to say on that. Remember when we were kids and they used to say, you know, go to school and study and be good and be nice to everyone so that you can be not so you can be the president, but being in office, the highest level of office used to be like this big deal, and you always felt like you had to have good morals, you had to be married, you had to have a family, and now anyone can just do it. On one hand, you feel like, oh, that's cool, everyone has an opportunity. But well, for me, I'm like, if anyone can do it, then what's the point of people following society's rules? Because we used to have like a kind of an unspoken rule that if you are good, then you get to be the president and you get to be in positions of leadership for people. But now it's like you just have to make people do what you want them to do, and then you can be good. Or then you are considered good. If you can make people do stuff. no matter how, you want to make him do it. Yeah, the reboot session. I'm just going to turn it off and start again. So, I mean, Zerdek, as long to someone who has 50 felonies, I'm sure they must be going, oh, my life still has a chance. And to someone with 0 felonies and who worked hard their whole life to have 0 felonies, they are probably thinking, what the hell? Why did I waste my time trying to be good when that doesn't even matter anymore? Okay, let's see if they let me do it now. Library. Let's see if we get it in now. Okay, let's see. So we're in the barber shop.
Yeah. You know, we do something basic first. I mean, we do the TV. I can do it right out off the mirror. Yeah.
Out the mirror. What's going on in there?
Put the TVs up. Let me turn them all the way up. Turn it up. You turn the volume down. Yeah, let me turn it down.
If he hacked you, you guys are gonna call the feds, right?
So yeah, this is just control. Now let's see if I can turn that air conditioner off. Let's see.
You can turn the air conditioner off.
Oh, it's off.
If this got into the wrong
You ever
hands,
seen anyone do anything like this before?
Nah, man.
So this right here is gonna. I don't know what that means. So if I turn this on though,
he turned the lights off. Oh, the devices.
This is like a minor EMP
It is. So I turned it off. You can have now it's back on.
His servers got taken out. Their servers got taken out.
What the heck?
My servers got taken out. Did he take your servers out?
No, I'm back home.
You're back on, but he did take you out? This man's like a goddamn terrorist, huh?
Yeah.
You also have a service that can protect people from getting hacked, right?
Yeah, so it's preventative. So what happens is you enter your identity into the platform, like your name, your email, your phone number, your address, everything you possibly can give to us. We'll identify everything that's out there on the dark web on you and your email and passwords, social security numbers, credit cards, everything about you, and we'll show it all on your dashboard. And then
I'm
we'll
definitely
see
gonna
where all
do that.
data is in public record, and we'll remove it from all the public records, record locations possible.
So all viewers of this episode, you
I
actually
like
get
that.
a discount to get this to make you safe
What's
on
it
the web.
called?
I mean, this is like, okay, if Tiger Woods was teaching golf lessons, that's the equivalent of this guy with computer security. I mean, it's a no-brainer. For one final test, I bring Ryan
Oh,
to my
what's it
Airbnb,
called?
and he shows in a brilliant way how someone you
They
let in your
told us
house, let's say
earlier.
it's a repairman or a friend of a friend, can easily start to crack your passwords or even know whether you're home or not. Here's what he did.
And this is unbelievable. So there's going to be a network called Doombright. You see that? So if I click Doombright, now I'm connected to this light bulb right here. What this thing did is as soon as I screwed this in here and plugged it into power, which this could be in the bathroom, this could be in a bedroom, no one's going to detect this light.
This guy's like the ultimate.
Wi-Fi is capturing all of the traffic. Well, even though it doesn't have to pass from this light bulb, I can determine, let's say I know that this one right here is an iPhone. If that disappears, I know you're not home anymore. So then I can come in the house. All I need to do is get this light bulb.
Jeez.
What do you think about that?
To me, what strikes me is just
How are people going to sleep at night knowing this?
how subtle things can be. You have no idea that anything is going on.
How are you going to go to a hotel room?
Get inspired in the cybersecurity space, I would recommend starting with the Sean Ryan show.
Oh, that's Sean Ryan.
My Instagram and TikTok, but mostly Instagram is where I post the most. I put out little clips like this gadget does this, or be careful of this. And if I don't teach people how to do things in those videos, but I show you with that, the concept. And if you want to learn about it, then you're more than capable of learning on your own. But I just make a point to not teach people how to commit crimes. I just let them know things.
Commit crimes.
So that was an inside look into the world of hacking. Stay safe out there.
Okay, that
Do
was
yourself a
wild.
favor, click that link in the description. And make sure your footprint is scrubbed.
That was King Hustle. Crazy reactions. Check him out. He, gave us the video, though he didn't say much at the time. But that was pretty interesting. So I'm gonna definitely look into that, guy. So wait. Zodic says, I do hope that we see in our lifetime a true society of people running their lives and be able to do it with peace and harmony, not run by the corrupt for greed. And Desiree says, I'm back, everyone. Hey, Desiree, how was dinner? I made that second cup of tea. I'm probably going to make another one after the next one. But welcome back. So we just found out that basically anything can be used to hack. Light bulbs, you can see planes in the sky, I don't know. But I definitely think that guy's service is something to check out because the dark web, we have no idea. I don't even like thinking about that stuff because, what are you going to do? But I like that he has a solution. So put your name on his website and they will take everything of you off the dark web, which I think is good because I don't even trust like hotels or Airbnb anymore because you just don't know what people are doing or could do. That was scarier than funny. But now this is Gunner TV, and he's talking about, let's have a look. Telekinesis course for scammers. Okay, so that's funny. That's fun. We're going to do telekinesis. Let's move things with our mind.
I pulled up a bunch of telekinesis on Instagram Reels that vary from batshit crazy to maybe that shit is real and that person's a wizard. So I have made a scale for you guys on telekinesis power level with just that, where number 1 is an actual wizard, number 2 is wizard apprentice, number 3 is lucky timing, because I think that's most of it. Number 4 is I could do that right now, because I think I could. And 5 is cheating, which I do not like if someone uses camera tricks, or or you think there's a cord or something. So those are 5. I'm not sure why you're voting now. There is nothing currently being telekinetic upon, but I guess it's good practice.
Zodic, I
Wizards
don't know.
use telekinesis. What are you, the
Zodic asks, do you know what his site was? I didn't hear it. They were like, go onto my site. And I was like, what site? So I'm probably going to go just look him up and then it should come up. But I think that's like the best. Whoa, wait, now my mind is gone. Did he just do that? Is this happening?
gonna go with I can do that right now. I mean, maybe the lighter one, maybe the lighter one, but the card's being bent towards you, I wish I had something. Oh, I got a wedding invite.
Yeah,
from
I
my
think
cousins.
it'll be on
I guess
his
I could use that.
under
I
his
didn't really
name
mean
on
that I would use
Google.
this. I could do this right now as I could do this right now, but I mean, I will. I see. It just seemed a little, I don't know. Yeah. And to be dressed up in his whole chakra fit too, like that's a Naruto villain, dude. That's a Naruto season 1 villain with like 3 other goons together.
Super
Goon
Saiyan.
Squad, perhaps. Is Fred just playing 2K in the background? Like, what the fuck? Is he just doing his thing again? All right, whatever. Let him do it. All right, I can do this right now. All right.
Always have to do a fart joke. Why?
You saw one. I'm 1 for 2. 1 for 2 is not bad. Maybe I like crotch it. Oh. Oh. I mean, it's not one-handed, but it's pretty good. Okay. Yeah. Easy.
Okay, so basically the
Light
air,
work.
but that wasn't the
Light work.
same
The crotch
thing.
shot was something special, but then I got the one-hander after. I think I was trying to get it into like a ball. I think if I just kind of threw it. I'm more of an off-the-cuff wizard, but that one I could do, and I did it. So cool. Crazy what wind can do? No, it's just that me and this guy have something in common. We both went to the Wizard Academy.
Hold that thought, Demon. I have a magical sponsor I'm excited to tell you all about called Kudos.
Did you know the average card holder leaves 3...
Okay, while we get a sponsor there, let's sponsor ourselves with a good word from Zodic. Zodic says, yes, that's what I was thinking. I'll look him up. Yeah, I think he would have it on his, Google search reference thing. Telekinesis school. Wow. I'm sure in the future there will be a machine we can all use to give us telekinetic powers. And then if you, go through an experience where you need to telekinetically get rid of someone, it'll come in handy. They need to invent those hacking machines, but for humans instead. Okay, he's done with his ad.
So now we're heating up a little bit because I think you're cheating. Because it's easy to kind of do the win thing, and I say easy with quotation marks or with an asterisk because you saw me, I was out of breath. But to pull it, I just don't think we're there yet. I think this is cheating. I think there's a cord involved or a camera trick. I'm gonna guess cord. I'm gonna say there's a cord on his hand or with the other hand, probably the other hand. But some people believe this stuff, which is wild. Easier pulling or push? Oh my God, what do you think? What takes more chakra out of you, the pull or the push? That one wasn't even synced up properly. But if he was real, I guess it would be really hard to believe, right? There'd be no way to make us know for sure. Okay, we got some leave bending. Leave bending is a big one nowadays. New guy.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, that's low key. Whoa!
Just hello? What an ominous video. No words like I'm about to destroy you or watch this. Just, oh, do you say blow? Ooh, that's kind of hard actually. That's actually way harder. Just say blow. Ooh, it was lucky timing for sure, but that's kind of cool. Blow. But whenever I say that to a girl, I get arrested.
Oh,
So,
wow. So Zodic says that there's definitely going to be a brain chip or something someday that will allow for telekinesis and other psychic abilities. I think that's what is going to happen with this stuff they're experimenting with. I mean, there has to be some. There'll definitely be some. Oh my God, no. That's real, guys. Come on, how would you do that? And how would he know? See, I'm never leaving the house because I don't know what's going on out there. Are you guys... What are you guys doing?
Pretty good. And then sends it towards us in a violent fashion. Sends it at us. I mean, if that's lucky timing, that is really good lucky timing.
How?
Let's just be real here. That's like 4 different lucky timings on top of each other. So I think this guy might be an actual wizard, but I do see if you are a skeptical Steven and don't want to believe it, you definitely can't do that right now. Whoever voted for, you definitely can't do that right now. There's 0 shot. 3, after he did the overhead swoop, which resulted in feedback, he repeated the same motion a few times as if trying to get the same luck again. You might be reading too much into it, man. We might need to inspect element this video. Reading too much into it as if I didn't make a tier list for this exact reason, but, you know. All right, actual wizard. Approved. All right, back to my list.
That was an actual wizard.
Here we go. A game of...
Yeah, it's about to go down.
Telekinetic foil
battle, Ty versus me. Now, one thing I like to do is use my closed fist at the end of the motion to represent the foil falling off the table. So at the point my fist closes is the point that the foil is off the table.
What are the rules? I need more rules here. So I feel like everybody's taking turns. Whenever it goes off, it's like paper football kind of.
Yeah, I caught all 3 pieces. Now, foil battle is not just for training your push, omission,
Nah.
manipulations. It's for thoroughly training all your categories. So the catching of the foil before it falls off the table is a representation of your enhancement, your ability to impact.
Now look, I'm not gonna say that black men are gatekeeping telekinetic powers. What I will say is that despite making up only 30% of the population, they do overrepresent 100% of telekinetic battles. And I think that's something we should probably look into. I just want to get involved, all right? I just feel gatekeeping.
If I had that, I would be using it.
He is sweating. He is big time sweating.
Watch out, Ty.
That's just air.
Foil right at that spot. Woo! Each turn moves in waves, and I ride my whole wave.
Do I have any foil? I don't own foil, or I would do this right now. All right, well, that one's... I mean, I don't know if we need to really power level this one. I think this one's pretty obvious that we could do this right now. If I had foil, which I do not. So, you know, just like paper towels work too, you know? It's nothing crazy. But, you know, you can see. It's just...
Okay, so while the black screen of death hits us with an ad, the foil thing I could do. The leaves thing, that's something. Either that's really good timing, or I wish I knew that wizard a couple of months ago. That wizard would have come in very, very handy. Imagine though. That's the thing with these powers. Why do you always have to do like a weird hand movement? Why can't you just, you know, do it with your eyes? Why do you always have to use your hand? Is the magic in your hand, or where's the magic coming from? That's what I want to know. Okay, let's go to next. Instead of... Did that abuse your ears as much as it did me? Okay. just air.
Chair's in the way. Oh shit. Well, I've kind of used all my energy rays for that. I'm kind of depleted now, personally. I really can't do that again, dude. My power level's low now. Let me regain my power before we run that back. But it did happen. I did move it. There's a guy, and I don't know which one it is, that I wanted to look into who sells a course on this. Which I think that's funnier, because like then we're actually getting to, oh, people are losing money on this. I don't mean to laugh. It's just, I guess I do. I don't know which one it is though. I do want to look into that more. Oh, dude, this fucker's one of them. I don't think he's the one I was thinking. The only cheater so far says, let me teach you. Kai Chi
Senpai.
GoDaddy Sites. The biggest and most effective telekinesis school on the planet. This is spooky. This looks sketchy.
What is
How to
happening
get in?
in the
You just gotta
world?
cash app him. That looks sketchy as fuck. So like now we got some real harm, I guess. I don't know how many people have fallen for it, but now we got
What's
some
that?
real harm, some tangible harm.
What's
Especially if you're a faker. I would respect this more if it was one of the tinfoil guys. This is the guy that's claiming he can do some pull telekinesis, which I don't think we've gotten to yet. I don't think the wizards have found that out yet. We're working on the science. The magic, my bad. This isn't the only course. There's another guy. So we'll see if that comes up. Let's keep going.
What the cult is happening?
Why are they balanced on glasses?
Sorry, what is...
I will give this guy more credit though, because I do love, and we saw it in the tinfoil battle too, I do like the, after you release the energy, immediately like posing, you know? Like unleashing the finished move and then just, I thought he flipped us off in the first one, which I thought was crazy. I was like, boom. But he does a 2-finger thing. He's got good presentation. I'll give him that. I'll give him good presentation. I could do that right now. I could do that right now. I just need to finish a beer.
Okay, but what's the point?
I had a bad hiccup timing, but I can still do it.
I love his sound effects that he adds.
Let me produce a glass.
He's like a comedian.
Boom. Boom.
You can do this always.
I don't even want to knock you down, dude. I don't really want to knock you. Try to catch him off guard. It's all right.
Yeah, get every drop out just to make sure the weight's not too heavy.
Go long. Alright, this one's harder. Actually. This is tough. It's got 2 hands. Didn't want to have to do this crotch shove again.
Stupid show.
Perfect. Just as I thought. Easy work. And you might think, Gunner, you might have touched that. No. I possess the infinite, whatever the fuck that is from JJK, Gojo, infinite. I didn't actually make contact. If you think about it, our atoms are never actually touching each other. Oh, I'm out of breath again. That course, dude. All right, Breeze the Creative. Here we go. New guy. Breeze the Creative. Day 2, promoting my magic wand and staff business. I mean, isn't that thing literally designed to spin with wind, though? I'm sorry, Breeze. Your name even has the thing in it that's happening. There's a slight breeze. I'm not even going to say lucky timing. It's even worse than that. I might...
Zodek says, maybe he should airbend his farts to knock over the can. I know. What is it with the fart sounds? I feel like that's I don't know. It's just like whenever somebody uses a fart sound, you either laugh or it's corny sounding. But I feel like after a while it gets you. So I think it works. I mean, in terms of comedy, of being funny. In the beginning, it's like, what the hell? I don't know what to make of what I'm seeing. I don't know if this is like depression and it's like a way for people to not be, I don't know. But I mean, something's happening. But then again, you could just stand off screen and blow it. But it's taking off. They have websites and everything. Like, what is happening? $555 to blow foil, possibly. I don't know what's happening. I'm just stunned right now, so.
Let's do this one. Water bending.
Yeah, loading. The system is as shocked as my brain feels like that now. Don't do me like this, technology. My brain is melting right now because I'm like, is everyone in on like a scam that's going on in the world and I'm the only one who's not in on it? Does everyone know and everyone's just playing into it, or are they really doing telekinesis? And is it telekinesis or telekinesis? Because I feel like I want to say telekinesis, but I know it's telekinesis. This is wild. Desiree says lol and scared emoji. I think I'm scared too. This is wild. And obviously people are buying this thing because why would he have a whole website for it? I mean, you have to pay for the website, so they must be buying it. I don't know. I've seen this stuff floating around on YouTube and I'm just as boggled. Zerdek says, and I'm like, well, Zerdek, do you think that people believe it, or do you think that they don't really think they can do telekinesis, but they just want to, I don't know, but they must believe that they can do it, because then why else would you buy it? And you can see someone doing something, but at least test it, that you can just go and make things move. So I don't know. Desiree said, that is crazy. Desiree says, I will be cutting the grass tomorrow, putting it into plastic bags. Magical. Yeah, and then tell people that it's magical grass, and, you know, just tell them not to smoke it. But maybe they can put it, you know how in the olden days, or when we were kids in the olden days, in the olden days when we were kids, there used to be this plant that people, like Jack and the Beanstalk, people used to have something called a money tree. And they used to give you these seeds that literally look like Jack and the Giant Beanstalk, these red and black seeds. And they used to call it a money tree. And you had to plant it, and then, I don't know, you get rich or something. That's what it feels like. Feels like one of those, everybody had those trees. what were those actual trees? And they used to be like, yeah, if you water this tree, then you're gonna be rich. And it was like a big trend to have them. And then that disappeared. You don't hear people talking about money trees. Desiree says, Zodic says, oh yes, they do. The one guy has students, but it is a scam and they are in on it, or is it real? Well, that's the question. Zodic, are they in on it? Or is it real? I think at that point maybe they in on it. And it's like the flat earth thing. Like I think, okay, it crashed out again. But the flat earth thing, I think that they know it's not. Someone explained to me that they don't actually think the earth is flat. They just want everyone else to question everything they're told. And I was like, okay, that makes more sense than thinking the earth is flat. He said they were just saying it's flat because how do we know it's not? Meaning, have we ever actually seen it, or are we just believing everything? That sounded less crazy than that. So maybe they are in on it, and maybe they are just doing it to kind of be like, oh, why do you believe everything you hear? Or some people believe believe it. But the fact that they have students is wild. Because you could just like go, okay, well, where's my powers? Like, where's my... And then Desiree says bonsai trees, right? They shrink the tree. That's their power, shrinking trees. And Zodek says, I'm inclined to agree with you. And Desiree says, let's start our own academy called ZPD, discovering the possible impossible. I like that. That's a good idea. I think we should go around and, you know how the hacker was showing everyone how to hack appliances? I think we should go around outside. That's what we should do actually in the following episodes. Go out and instead of hacking TVs and hacking cars and hacking planes, we hack people live and kind of like find out what's going on in people's brains. Yes, that's what I think we should do. Live hacking. White hat, of course. Doing it for ethical hacking of humans. So we can find the narcissists and find the good people. And we can see all the signs, and forewarned is forearmed, or forearmed is forewarned, or whatever the saying is. In Pretoria, Zodic's like, nice, nice. And they're like, in Pretoria, imagine. No, not in Pretoria. That we want to stay safe. No, I'm kidding. Pretoria is fine. I think actually the three cities would be cool. Pretoria, Cape Town, and I think Cape Town would be the wildest one. I think in Pretoria everyone's just gonna be like busy and they'll just tell us to mind our business. In Durban, I think, or Pietermaritzburg, Durban, what's the third capital? Everyone would just be confused. In Cape Town, they'll play along. In Cape Town, they'll be like, "Oh, you want to hack me? Okay, hack me. You want to hack my brain on the side of the street? Let's do it." In Durban, they'll probably be like, "What is this? Is this black magic?" And in Pretoria, they'll be busy going to work, coming back from work. You know, they won't have time for the hacking to happen. Okay, so it seems like we may be back online. I'm gonna not log into my account next time. and see if that makes a difference, because maybe it's confused. Like, why are you live streaming and watching videos at the same time in one account? So maybe that's why. Or maybe my remotes are tuned.
Daily with lessons, homework, challenges,
Homework?
Okay, we're back.
Our own journey.
Telekinesis homework? What do I have to do? I gotta do math problems on how to telekinetically pull a cup towards me. That one was better though. I did like the tinfoil pull. That one was better, but still wild. And yet this guy has a girl, and I'm single. So you know what?
Yeah.
Rock on, dude. Let's check out his course.
Wow, what's up with that?
Course. It's just a Patreon. I can do a one-on-one call for $50. Whoa. The golden age, $555.55 for a 360-minute video, whatever that is. This guy's got a lot of options. Custom staffs and wands. At least this one's kind of cool because you get a cool design stick. Dragon's blood. Oh, that's the name of the wand. Okay. I mean, those are cool. I just feel like they're reselling them from Etsy, but cool. All right, let's move on. Oh, Jesus the Living Son. We never got to this guy. Let's do this one. Water bending.
Fire.
Oh, all of the bending.
Air.
This one's kind of funny. I'm more impressed with the water than anything else. The earth one, I'm not even sure it was.
The leaves are the best, I think.
And this is all. Like, what's even happening here? Just like a little dirt flu.
Desiree says.
It's kind of how I look doing mine.
In Josie, oh my
God. He's doing the crowd shot. He's learning a new technique. He got that one from me, actually. All right, this guy's got more, though. Let's check out these.
Oh.
Oh, I love this dude. He's going round for round with the lightning. I like that, dude. That's a cool move.
Okay, that was good.
That's very good timing, though. That's better timing. Better timing or actual wizard. I see why you're close on that one. I do get why you're close on that one. Is there anyone I'm missing here? This is Breeze. Oh, this is a funny one. Airbending is real. Them. It's just windy. Bro thinks he's Aang. Schizophrenic.
I mean...
Me. All of the above.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe someone's holding it with strings on the side.
Here's the thing. If I wanted to grift in the telekinesis community, I think I could do a better job than them. And that's my final call out here. I think that I could convince people better that I'm a telekinesis god than the videos that this guy puts up. And he's selling the course, If I had all day to come up with telekinesis videos, I think I could get better stuff. I really do. Except that leaf tornado guy. That guy.
Yeah.
That was
the best.
This is my bro, formerly known as Moon.
A white guy. What? A white guy. Holy shit. Appeared out of nowhere.
This is my bro, formerly known as Moon Dancer. Now his name is Rain Dancer. I'll be sure to link his Instagram for y'all.
No, what if it's real, guys? What if it's real?
You can tell. Now what he does is he's an enhancer, so he enhances his hands. That's what he's doing. And then once he feels that vibration is resonant enough, pushes it right out. He admits it. Whoa!
Okay, that's convincing.
He's been practicing. I'm so excited for him.
Dude,
I don't know.
This is his apprentice.
My favorite hydrokinetic.
This might actually be the first Wizard's Apprentice for me. I mean, this is Jesus, the Living Son, the guy we just watched, the lightning guy. Thunder. That's that guy. That's just his apprentice that he's proud of.
Hey, it's just the truth.
Oh, this is like a thing.
I'm not supposed to have favorites, but listen, man. I call it spade.
I mean, something's happening. I don't know.
I call it spade. That was pretty good, though. I do like that one. You guys think he's more of an actual wizard than his master, and I kind of agree based on what we've seen. I mean, that was something special too.
Wait,
but there are
said
some people, there are some cynics.
He's a wizard
for sure. Why didn't you stop 9/11? And you know what? I can't say I disagree with that question. These are the things we have to ask ourselves when people show us that they have these extreme powers. You could have been there, dude. That was some telekinesis people. Some of them scamming.
That's pretty hilarious. Desireen's like, let's go to Joburg and recruit people. My God, can you imagine if we went up there and told people they could do telekinesis? Be like, what? It would be a miracle to live to tell the tale. No, I love Joburg. You guys are fine. Deirdre says, seriously, guys, are people this gullible? There's a market for everything. Stupidity sells. Then I'm Chinese. I mean, it's imagine standing at a lake and then waiting for the wind to come, and then you know this is your opportunity. I'm actually gonna I'm gonna look out for that just to see situations because it probably happens a lot where something, falls over and you think it's you or whatever. I'm just gonna look for those. And if I can capture them, if I get good timing, I'm going to do it. I think it is possible to move objects invisibly, but I think not invisibly with sound. You can move objects with sound. And I think like you've seen those videos where they play sound through water and you see the shape of the water change, or you see people playing a speaker and something floats, like it moves things, the sound waves. That's I believe, but I don't know if you can actually bend water. I don't know. I mean, it's a miracle. I don't know. Zodek is like, yes, I'd have to see it myself in person. Yes, I'd have to see it in person as well, so I can see there's no like strings or there's. And Zodek's like, yes, that's been proven. Yes, and I've seen the military sometimes were researching on how to use something called a brown tone or something. And apparently it's this safe way of making people feel sick without touching them. You just play that sound and then they feel like nauseous or they want to, it's like, I think that's a safe way of fighting. Just push a button, play a sound, and everyone is safe. So I hope they figure that out. Okay, so now we have, do you guys know Wavy Surf? Wavy Web Surf.
On code that saved $50 off of a Keurig coffee maker. Now that's some serious savings. And in addition to all this, Capital One will alert you if another website is offering the same product you're about to buy at a lower price, so you can get the best deal out there. Last year, Capital One shopping users saved over $470 million.
Do you guys know this man? He always does these documentaries that are pretty cool. This one is The Forgotten Creeps of YouTube. So that should be fun. Oh, there, he looks creepy. What did he do?
This story involves a disturbed stalker who used both Facebook and YouTube to harass a woman named Kristen Pratt. This man's YouTube stalking behavior would become so destructive that it would ultimately land him in prison. This is the story of Patrick Mashoni. Patrick Mashoni and his eventual victim, Kristen Pratt, first began interacting in 2008 after Kristen had responded to a random friend request sent by the man. At the time, Kristen was attending the University of Central Florida, and Patrick messaged her claiming that he had once taken a class together with her at college. While Kristen didn't remember Patrick, she did go back and forth with him for a couple of messages, even later citing that Patrick seemed like a pretty nice guy in these initial interactions. But additional messages began flooding in from Patrick.
Email me today.
Oh no.
It's up to you now. Save your own life.
And it wouldn't take long for the truly depraved nature of this individual to become apparent. Patrick Mashoni was an aggressive stalker who used Facebook and YouTube to perpetrate harassment, and Kristen Pratt of Florida was both his obsession and victim. Despite Kristen not wanting much of an interaction beyond that first back and forth about them apparently being classmates, Patrick continued to incessantly message her. The man made obvious romantic advances towards the woman that she would ignore, and after being ignored, he would grow extremely aggressive. While most would move on after rejection, Patrick was a mentally unstable individual that became fixated on any woman that showed him attention. And Kristen responding to his initial message was enough for him to think that he had a chance with this girl. Disturbing messages quickly evolved into full-on harassment videos being sent to Kristen. Patrick would send these threatening video messages via YouTube.
You don't want me for life, Kristen Pratt? That's a very, very unwise decision. Don't make me do something stupid. You're still playing games. All I'm asking, so let me over one night. You can't keep ignoring me. You can't.
In addition to these videos, Patrick would incessantly call this woman, upwards of 20 times a day. Patrick had become obsessed with the delusional idea that he could perhaps win this woman over and they could move away and live on some remote piece of land and start a family together. When in all reality, Kristen hadn't reciprocated any messages with this guy outside of like the first 3 minutes of them talking back and forth on Facebook when he asked if they took a class together. And this stalking had gone on for months and eventually would evolve into over a year. Patrick would frequently get sexual in his harassment, making it clear that he wanted to see her naked, and once stated that if he saw her naked, it would help him stop thinking about death.
I don't know if I can get vulgar here, but he wanted to just have me stand there naked, and that would be the best thing that he could think of. It would keep him from thinking about death for at least 6 hours.
YouTube messages sent from Patrick at the time showcased the man's depravity. Sorry, Kristen, I've done too much. I try harder than the other guys. I want to tie your wrists together, strip you naked, secure your arms above your head, blindfold you. The man would even send veiled threats on Twitter. Quote, "It's up to you now to save your life. I have no option." As these messages began escalating to near constant threats, she would reach out to authorities hoping someone could intervene in this matter. However, initially, police provided little assistance, stating that because Patrick hadn't gone after her physically or showed up to her workplace or residence, that he posed no imminent threat. With no intervention from law enforcement, the cyber stalking intensified, as Patrick continued to send YouTube videos to Kristen in which he would describe his sick and twisted fantasies.
Quit wasting my time. Look me in the eye and talk to me like a person. Anyone who stands in my way
This is
will be
too
guilty
far.
of treason.
And eventually his harassment would get physical, with the man showing up at her work. At one point, Patrick would videotape himself in front of Kristen's workplace and even briefly chased her car on camera, the woman not even realizing the person
that's out of
filming was
line.
Patrick. She would later be made aware of this video, and in light of this disturbing breach of privacy, Kristen was finally able to get the attention of authorities and was granted an injunction by the courts against Patrick. This injunction essentially a restraining order commanding the man to stop contacting her. However, unsurprisingly, this threat of legal punishment didn't stop Patrick's unwanted advances. He fully ignored the court injunction. Patrick had grown convinced that being with Kristen was his fate, and he used this delusional belief to personally justify breaking the legal barriers that Kristen had tried to set up to avoid him. He refused to be ignored and continued to show up to her workplace. The man escalated things further, showing up to her college campus as well. Kristen was so desperate to get away from Patrick that she would frequently change her appearance so as to not be recognized by him. It seemed as if nothing would stop him, but eventually Kristen would catch a break. This break coming when a police officer caught Patrick stalking her red-handed. This officer stopped and searched Patrick after the man was behaving suspiciously. While searching Patrick's backpack, the officer was likely expecting to find some sort of...
Okay, I've been trying to pause. It's like there's so much happening all at once, and it's wild because, first of all, again, the cops didn't help her because they waited for there to be something wrong for them to help, which doesn't make sense because I thought we don't want it to get to that point. And when someone has already been texting you crazy stuff, do you really need them to chase you down the road before you get an injunction or whatever restraining order? Like, really? Wild. But this is the crazy level that is I don't want to say is good, but it's easy to handle this kind of crazy because everyone can see that this is creepy, crazy behavior. The weird one, the worst, I don't want to say worst because they're all bad, but the worst one is when the person looks normal. So no one can catch them doing anything weird. And then they act like this. Because then you end up looking insane because you are the only one who's overreacting or who looks like they are overreacting. Meanwhile, the exact same thing that this creep was doing to her, they do it to you, but in ways that they can cover their tracks. You know, like how people will beat you up where you can't see, you know, like they'll beat you up under the feet or they'll beat you up like on your chest or, you know, where you covered, where they won't leave any bruises. It's that kind of thing. It just always seems to take ages before anything is done about these things. And it's so bizarre. Okay, let me go back. In the chat, Desiree says there's a guru. There are gurus and Brahmins, certain people born with these gifts. Oh, but oh no, okay, going back to the telekinesis, there are certain people who say they are born with these gifts. And then Denise says maybe the guys in India by the lake or the river Ganges waters, those holy men have the power. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if they, you know, meditated long enough, they might unlock some part of their brain, but I still think I need to see it live, and it has to be repeatable. It can't just be, you know, oh no, I'm tired, I can't show you now. I need you to be telekinetic on command, then I will take your course. And then we switched over to this guy, this creep guy, and Desiree said, sounds like a certain idiot. You show them your pinky finger, they take your arm. Yeah, because, you know, if you respond, then it's like, to them, it's as if whatever they are doing is working. Because they just want you to respond. That's why I knew once I figured out everything that was going on in my situation, after I asked for an investigation and then she went flipola, I was like, okay, no contact. Because now if you can't, so I had to speak through other people. Because if you continue contact, I knew that much, that if I continued contact, there would always be like a thread that you want to, that will lead to your unraveling. Because when someone keeps you in a certain position, if you talk to them after you discover whatever it is they were trying to, their betrayal, their lies, then now they want to play on, I don't know, kind of like kicking you while you're down. Don't let them do that. So I had the, I don't know, foresight, the strength to just cut off all contact. And mainly because I was scared of myself. I was scared that if I failed to see what was happening for so many months, I'm not even going to talk to you because I don't know what I don't even trust myself right now. I don't even know what I'm saying. So I'm not going to talk to you. But it also helped in that I wasn't able to be sucked into that whirlpool of constantly going back and forth and back and forth. That other people took care of that. So they do take give them a pinky, give them an arm, whatever, a hand, they take the whole thing. And then Zodic says, yeah, I was just going to say, what a creep. But he's clearly psychotic. Exactly, Zodic. So that's easy, I think, because everyone can see it. But when they do it in secret, that's when it's dangerous, because then they are clever about it. And they've premeditated it. So you're even, I mean, Another reason I never went back for my stuff is because my ex is the type of person who would plant drugs in your bags just to get out of trouble so that she looks good. She'll plant drugs in your bags and then you'll end up in an Asian prison. So I was like, I don't want anything except my passport. Those are the dangerous ones. This guy, he's running down the street. I mean, in pajamas, everyone can see. But the other ones,
or stolen goods, but instead he found pornography, condoms, and a video camcorder. Further inspection of this camcorder revealed some of the horrific stalking videos that Patrick had been creating and sending to Kristen.
Please just listen to me and let me be nice. We need to talk face to face.
The camera also contained newer unreleased videos that had been recorded outside of Kristen's workplace. These videos concerned the officer, who then looked up Patrick's name in state databases. When the officer searched Patrick's records, he discovered that the man had been served injunctions and had police reports associated with his name related to stalking Kristen. This officer was convinced that if something wasn't done immediately about Patrick's stalking behavior, he was going to hurt Kristen. So the policeman would present his findings to the state attorney, who would then work on getting a warrant for the man's arrest on account of his stalking behavior and violations of his previous injunctions. Finally, Patrick Mashoni, who was 24 years old at the time, was eventually arrested in 2011 for his harassment of Kristen Pratt. During court, Kristen testified against her harasser, confronting her cyber stalker face to face, testifying to the court that in her view, Patrick was an unrelenting psychopath who wouldn't stop unless he was locked up.
I was always nervous and frightened that at any moment I could walk out of the building and nobody would ever see me again.
I know what's gonna happen. He will kill her.
Patrick's defense argued that the man was overcome with mental illness during his stalking spree and blamed his actions on untreated psychiatric issues. Patrick himself would address the court and apologize for his behavior, claiming that he didn't remember making many of the disturbing communications issued to his victim.
I want to apologize to her definitely for scaring her. I honestly don't remember.
The man would later be found guilty. State prosecutors were seeking a 15-year sentence, arguing that Patrick was a danger to society and it would be a benefit to the public if the man was locked up for as long as possible. However, the state was only able to get a fraction of the time they requested. In 2012, Patrick Mashoni was eventually sentenced to serve 4 years in prison after being convicted and found guilty of cyberstalking. His lesser sentence resulting from him taking a plea deal. Patrick would spend a total of 2 years in prison and was released early in 2013 due to time served. As a part of his sentencing, Patrick was reportedly given probation that banned him from using the internet, and he was prohibited from ever contacting Kristen Pratt again. It appears this punishment has kept Patrick from stalking other victims online. As for Kristen, she has spoken out on many occasions regarding Patrick's harassment, her story being a testament to just how destructive online stalkers can be to one's life. That was the story of Patrick Mashoni.
Yikes.
Our next story details an unsettling online true crime controversy involving a man who uploaded a disturbing video to YouTube, a video that led many to believe that the uploader was an at-large serial killer or kidnapper. This is the story of Mr. 112 Dirtbag.
What the...
To understand the story of Dirtbag, you must become familiarized with the disappearance of Maura Murray. Maura Murray was a 21-year-old University of Massachusetts nursing student from Hanson, Massachusetts. The peculiar circumstances leading to this young woman's disappearance begin on Saturday, February 7th of 2004. On this evening, Mara had borrowed her father's Toyota Corolla to attend a college party. At around 3:30 a.m., while on her way back from the party to the hotel her father, Fred Murray, was staying at, Mara lost control and struck a guardrail on Route 9 in Hadley, Massachusetts. While the vehicle was seriously damaged in the collision, fortunately, Mara was unharmed. The car would be towed, and Mara was given a ride back to her dorm at the university. Her father, Fred, who was in town visiting, unfortunately had to leave town the following day, and he tasked his daughter with handling the insurance documentation on the crashed vehicle. At 11:30 p.m. Sunday night, Fred called his daughter to remind her to obtain accident forms from the Registry of Motor Vehicles, and they agreed to talk again on Monday so Fred could help her fill out the forms via phone. This phone...
It's gonna blast up an ad, my gosh. Okay. That was intense. First of all, why do the psychos always have to record themselves? Why did that man record the first guy? Why did he record himself chasing the woman? And why is this guy recording himself creepier than creepy, is laughing at the camera? Why did... See, that's another thing. Trying to figure out why crazy people do what they do is kind of another trap where you can, like, that's what I meant earlier when I was like, you in this space where you don't know where to go, what to do, what's happening. Because if you try and think about what happened, then you go mad trying to rationalize what a crazy person would rationalize. Because you can't. You don't know how crazy people think, so you can't even start to put it together. So there's that. Then obviously, if you forgive, then you are just letting it go and you have nothing inside to hold on to. So then you just feel like a zombie, emotional zombie. Meanwhile, these crazy people are having fun, recording themselves. What is... What, another one? I'm losing the will to live with these. I'm just gonna mute while it's playing and talk over it instead of pausing it. We can all catch up what's happening, I'm sure.
Comes in the form of digital footprints and witness testimony. Just after midnight on Monday morning, Mara used MapQuest to look up directions to Burlington, Vermont, and attempted to rent a condominium in Bartlett, New Hampshire. However, the leasers of this property refused to allow her to make any reservations. On the afternoon of February 9th, 2004, Mara had emailed her professors and work supervisor, writing that she was taking the week off under the ruse of there being a death in the family. She then packed toiletries, college textbooks, and birth control pills and drove off campus in her 1996 Saturn sedan. She would then stop by a local ATM and withdrew $280 and also purchased $40 worth of liquor at the local liquor store. At around 5 p.m., Mara would begin heading north on Interstate 91. And later that night, while making her mysterious exodus northward, she would get into yet another car accident. This accident occurred on a sharp turn on Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire. The roadway was covered in snow, and it appeared as if Mara's vehicle had slid off the road. Her vehicle was smashed into a tree. A passing motorist would notice the wreckage and got out to ask her if she needed any help. However, Mara reportedly declined help and assured that she was okay and had called roadside assistance to get her out of the mess. The motorist reportedly observed the woman not being injured or having any visible bleeding or anything like that and just kind of took her word on it. The Good Samaritan then returned to their vehicle and headed home, but later reported the accident to emergency services. However, when law enforcement would eventually arrive at the scene, Mara was nowhere to be found. Upon searching the vehicle, they found the car to be completely totaled. Airbags were deployed, and a smashed case of wine was in the back seat. All of her belongings were also inside the car, except for her cell phone, a credit card, and a debit card. Officers extensively searched the area
That's
of the
never
crash
good.
site for Mara, but couldn't find any trace of her except for a rag that was believed to have been part of Mara's roadside emergency kit. That rag was curiously found stuffed into her vehicle's muffler pipe. Police would trace the vehicle back to Mara, and when questioning the family, they discovered the emails that Mara had made to her professors. And they confirmed with the family that there hadn't in fact been a death in the family, and she had made up this ruse for whatever reason. The situation was immediately considered a missing persons case, and authorities believe that Mara went missing on her own volition given the evidence that they had discovered with the emails and the apparent meticulous planning that went into her disappearing. And there were no apparent signs of foul play at hand. As weeks went by without Mara being found, her family began to speak out to the press. And
Look, as soon as you find someone's credit cards and banking cards, but not the person, there is no way that they disappeared on their own. No one is going to leave their banking stuff unless it's a bad situation. So I don't even know how they thought that she was disappearing, going on vacation or whatever. Absolutely insane.
they were created as well, with the whole topic becoming a sort of viral online news event. But unfortunately, even the collective power of the internet couldn't crack this case. After years of searching to no avail, and her credit and debit cards never showing any signs of usage, the case was transferred to the New Hampshire Cold Case Division and was treated as a suspicious missing persons case and continued to be a complete mystery. Her disappearance made little sense, and many theories were thrown around in an effort to explain it. Some thought that Mara may have attempted to walk to her destination on foot, but got lost in the process. Keep in mind, there was alcohol in the vehicle. Others had more sinister explanations, believing that...
You see, like, whenever something happens, people will... And I don't blame it, because I did the same thing for my own self and my situation. I try to make excuses why what was happening wasn't really happening. But with this, it's even more obvious. I mean, the minute you get there, you know something bad has happened. Probably something that requires immediate attention. There's blood in the car, but she left all her stuff. But no, let's come up with 10,000 other theories other than what we know it is, because we're too scared to just say there are monsters out there. Look at this guy. He's laughing on the screen. Like, look at Psycho.
Near the end of the video, the man's laughter suddenly stops and the uploader winks as the screen transitions to the words "Happy Anniversary." Performing a surface level analysis of this video, one might leave it thinking it nothing more than a video of a man trying to be creepy on YouTube. However, when one is given a bit of extra context, the implications of this video's creation become far more sinister. Some of the more observant would make the connection that Mr. Dirtbag's happy anniversary video was uploaded to YouTube on February 8th. Which just so happened to be a day before the 8th anniversary of Mara's disappearance on February 9th. Additionally, people were quick to point out that Mr. 112 Dirtbag's name was likely a reference to the quote given by Fred Murray during news interviews regarding his daughter's disappearance, where the man claimed that she might have been taken by a local dirtbag. Also, the 112 in the dirtbag name seemed to have been a reference to Route 112, the highway where Mara disappeared. Was this Mara's kidnapper publicly bragging about his involvement in the young woman's disappearance? Dirtbag's happy anniversary video wasn't on YouTube for long. It said that it was deleted by the uploader just about 24 hours after being public. However, James Renner, an investigative journalist, true crime enthusiast, and filmmaker, managed to archive videos found on Dirtbag's channel. And it turns out Dirtbag's video of him laughing hysterically wasn't the only concerning piece of content that seemingly was alluding to him being associated with the disappearance of Maura Murray. One such archived video was a piece of content uploaded by Dirtbag which was titled Maura Murray. This video featured a still image showcasing a ski pass ticket from the Bretton Woods Mountain Resort, which is located on Route 302 in Breton Hills, New Hampshire, about an hour away from where Maura had vanished. The date on the ticket showcased in Dirtbag's video shows that the ticket was purchased on February 11th of 2004, just days after Maura had been reported missing. James Renner, who became one of the most prominent true crime figures to follow the Dirtbag story, suspected that this man may be linked to the disappearance or even murder of Maura Murray, and this was a sentiment shared by many online at the time. As online chatter surrounding Dirtbag grew to a roar, the man would continue to upload more bizarrely cryptic videos, one of which featured the grotesque visage of a man's face next to a set of numbers and a shape that vaguely resembled the letter Z. Those who felt that Dirtbag was responsible for Maura's disappearance argued that this image resembled the map of the Bretton Woods ski resort and was a cipher of sorts which, when solved, would reveal the location of Maura's body. Around this time, Dirtbag would also post videos that seemingly didn't have anything to do with Maura, which were just him playing the electric piano. But then following these videos, he would upload something that contained imagery like this, that only fueled further speculation into him being a killer or kidnapper of sorts. Eventually, Mr. 112 Dirtbag's videos would be reviewed by the New Hampshire Attorney General's office. Authorities would perform a rigorous investigation into Dirtbag's content to see if there was any truth to this deranged uploader being responsible for Maura's disappearance. And to the disappointment of anyone who was seeking closure in regard to this story, it was determined that Mr. 112 Dirtbag was a phony, and his laughing video essentially a hoax. According to a report from James Renner, the individual behind the Mr. 112 Dirtbag channel was identified as Massachusetts man Alden Olson. Being from Massachusetts, Olson was very familiar with Maura's case due to him being in relatively close proximity to most of its developments. Alden Olson, aka Dirtbag, would never fully elaborate as to why he created his extremely disturbing happy anniversary video. And unsurprisingly, he received tons of hate online for its creation. But one thing Mr. Olson has reflected on since being revealed as Mr. Dirtbag is how he feels he has been mistreated and misunderstood by the internet for making his happy anniversary video. Quote, no exaggeration, this is what the early stages of fascism look like. No, I don't mean Nazis or communists, I mean fascism with a small f. Sure, vigilantism, both spontaneous and sustained, has been going on forever. But now it has the blessing of local police, which means it's state-sponsored. It's no longer just some wacky townies, it's fascism. This is your government talking. They focus less on ethnic heritage, such as being Jewish, although they do that too, than on random fears within themselves but projected onto others. They beat, ridicule, torture, murder, and ostracize women who have had abortions, men who drink too much, homosexuals, mere readers of political pamphlets with which they disagree, and men who laugh on YouTube for no reason. They constantly, in concert with police, keep people under surveillance, intimidate them, spread nasty and false rumors about them. In no small numbers do they focus on people they regard as merely odd, misfits, the socially unskilled, the handicapped. Many have offered a defense for Dirtbag, claiming that the intention of his disturbing content was done to create viral spectacle, which would in turn expose more people to the Maura Murray case.
Nah, I don't buy it. Sorry, that did not make any sense whatsoever. That was weird. Why would you even do that? That makes no sense. That's just weird. I hate when people try and make a political movement out of something that has nothing to do with anything. I don't even know. And I'm not even going to say anything. And whose anniversary was it then? What anniversary? Why? Do you see what I mean? These are the dangerous ones, the ones who act normal and then they try and twist it and say, oh no, I just wanted to show you about the government. What does that have to do with the government? That made no sense to me. It was like a Twitter, what is it now? X, not Twitter. It was like an X post where, you put up a picture of something and then everyone makes it into something it's not. That's what that sounded like. And that's the dangerous type of people because they know what they're doing. The other guy is easy. He's running around the street filming himself. This guy didn't do anything, but he wants everyone to think he did it so that he can be like sad about it. Just go and live your life. What are you doing it for? You see what I mean? Okay, this is another guy. And then also what happened to the actual, I thought they were going to give us an ending to that, some kind of closure, like what happened to the actual woman in the story. And how do they know that guy, well, I don't know. What is this? Beer ads. I just think I think we're gonna say there are 4 types of creeps or 4 levels, maybe 3. So the first one is the normal weirdo, strange. Okay, normal strange, like clingy. The second one is the guy who got a restraining order and went to jail. And the third one is this one, the one where there's no rhyme or reason for it. They just nuts. Okay, or they are, what did he say? He's trying to prove a point about fascism. Insane.
Sounds that come along with those two fields, jet engines and thunderstorms respectively. Thus far, I've painted Bob out as being a relatively wholesome individual, just a blind guy that liked to go on YouTube and listen to cool sounds. But there's a certain type of video that Bob liked to listen to that I've omitted up until now. And his proclivity for this dirty audio content might change the way you think about the guy. See, Bob liked to get on YouTube and listen to videos of people taking shits.
Hi, I hope you get this video response. The guy that did the and gave the description of
why?
I would love to talk to him.
I don't even want to know why.
Hear from him. In fact, I would like to get some more videos of him taking a shit.
Some might even say the man had an obsession with this poopy content.
I can't, guys.
I'm blind, and I just like this for fun. It's just a fun thing. And
fun for
trying
what?
to find a friend on YouTube here that would understand and would be willing to share whenever he's got to take a dump.
See, in the early days of YouTube, many would film themselves blowing up a public restroom or record their friend taking a dump as some sort of prank or something like that. For reasons unclear, Bob habitually trawled through this grotesque corner of YouTube and intently listened to the gaseous content produced by the butts of these videos.
Guys, I need more tea because I cannot handle what I just heard. So I need sugar because now when I walk outside in the streets, I'm going to think, does this guy like listening to people taking a dump? Where do you guys get this stuff from? I didn't even know this was when did you invent it? Not you, but these humans. This is probably like tea bag number 20 at this point. I'm gonna clean it up. Don't judge me, okay? I mean, today we did a little bit better. Oh, I put 2 in the last time because it got cold. And then I had to put an extra. I'm gonna... Don't judge. And then I need to go get sugar. It just reconnected there. Okay, I have tea for days, so don't worry about tea. There's a whole other box. I mean, tea is life. Wait, so now there are people, if you can hear me with the kettle going, there are people who want to listen to other people taking a dump. Okay, I'm laughing because I feel a little bit better. The first two, too creepy. I don't feel good about those. Those were horrible individuals who probably should not be sharing our dimension. I mean, but this one is not that bad. But it is, so I don't feel bad laughing about it, because you know what, he just wants to hear. I mean, I don't know. It's hard, guys. I know we're not supposed to judge, and I never used to be so judgmental, but then I think after what happened to me, I feel like being judgmental can save your life in some cases. So I'm trying to be a little bit more judgmental, because maybe then I won't end up running for my life across the globe with nothing but a passport and my phone. Maybe. So if you guys had a friend and your friend was like, hey, can I listen to you taking a dump? Is that weird? Because I'm sorry, but I would not be able to do that. It's harmless, but I mean, because they're not touching it, I mean, this guy, I can't believe I have to think about these things. He just wants to listen, you know? He should listen to Gunna, because he would like those fart sounds. So I should, I'm not gonna contact you guys. Contact that man and tell him about Gunna, and he can listen to some nice. I just can't, because now you're just adding extra stuff in my mind that's gonna make me think people are insane. Because now on top of everything else, I'm gonna be wondering, what is your like thing? Because now I'm imagining everybody has a weird. Should we even call it weird? Okay, I'm ready to go back in. It is helping though. I feel a lot better that, you know, despite everything that happened to me, at least I don't like to listen to people taking a dump. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. That's what the YouTube algorithm is telling me, to be happy.
And not only that, he would publicly share his opinions on these videos using YouTube's video response system, which would show his replies directly under the original content itself. Using the YouTube channel BRehan1957, Bob started making his opinions known publicly. One of the first instances of him doing so was in a response to a video titled "Explosive Diarrhea in the McDonald's Bathroom." This was Bob's excited response to this piece of content.
I have viewed your explosive diarrhea video in McDonald's. I would love more videos. Just curious to know what gave you the like that, and what prompted you to do a dump video. I enjoyed it, and it would have been interesting for you to describe what was in the toilet after you went. But
nothing weird here. It's just a fun thing, right, Bob?
I like this as just kind of a fun thing.
Throughout the summer of 2009, Bob would continue shamelessly uploading shit video responses to his channel. He treated poop reviews as if it was some sort of massive genre of content, and that no one would look at what he was doing strangely. Some might even say he was a shit connoisseur.
I really like your video of taking a poo.
That guy's rude. What the hell?
I'm blind. Kind of like seeing you take a shit in the toilet.
Typically, in Bob's response videos, he would have a plethora of questions for the original shitposter. First, he would inquire if the pooper was in fact the person taking the crap in the video.
What difference
due to him not being able to visually confirm this because of his own impairment.
Were you actually taking a shit or not? I'm a blind person, and I would have liked to have heard you taking a dump too, as well as talking and stuff.
Bob also wanted the uploaders to describe what the feces looked like after they had relieved themselves, along with a count of how many turds were in the toilet bowl.
I enjoyed it, and it would have been interesting for you to describe what was in the toilet after you went.
I can't.
I would love more videos.
Bob would also suggest to the creators of these poop videos that they turn their camcorders on as soon as they entered the bathroom so that he could hear them put the toilet seat down and so that he could hear them unbuckle their belts.
And I would have liked to have heard, you put the toilet seat down and undo your pants and your belt.
Height and weight was also of interest to Bob, and he wanted to make it clear that he appreciated poops of all sizes and from people of all shapes. He was an all-inclusive poop enjoyer.
For me, since I don't know, what I'm seeing on the screen, just curious to know how tall you are, what you weigh. And before you had wiped, I would have liked you to have told me what it looked like in the toilet.
However, one thing that was a non-negotiable with Bob is that there couldn't be any background noise or giggling that could distract away from the sounds of the bowel movement.
Giggling for what?
Also, like I say, keep the fan off whenever you do record. I know it was on at one point, but it was, I just enjoyed hearing you go to the bathroom.
Here are some various highlights of Bob's responses to these poop videos that were uploaded to YouTube.
Is there any way you could upload...
Is this going on?
Record it from the beginning of the process, when you're walking into the bathroom till the time, leave the recorder on till the time that you're done and you're flushing the toilet. You could describe to me what's in the toilet and stuff like that. I like hearing loose ones, solid ones, whatever, gassy ones, farts.
Gassy
ones. Did you do
ones.
the laxative thing because you were constipated or something and couldn't go and you said you ate a lot? On that video, taking a dump, it sounded kind of good, but I wasn't sure. Maybe you can tell me how you were sitting on the toilet, because it sounded